Hello everyone, I'm back and now we are coming to know more about artificial intelligence. And in this video, as I promised, I'm going to introduce you to types of artificial intelligence. Now, I had a friend of mine who used to ask me, what is it that artificial intelligence is apart from ChatGPT and the ones which you use to answer daily questions, the ones we prompt maybe through a browser or what. Now in this video, at the end of this video, you are going to know the different types of artificial intelligence. Now artificial intelligence is commonly classified into three categories. Now the classification is based on its capabilities and level of intelligence. For example, we have what's called narrow artificial intelligence, also known as weak artificial intelligence. Another classification is general artificial intelligence, also known as strong artificial intelligence. And another classification is super artificial intelligence. Now, these categories can be understood as a progression from task-specific intelligence to intelligence that rivals or surpasses human cognitive abilities. Concerning this, I'm going to introduce you first to what's called narrow artificial intelligence or weak artificial intelligence. Now, narrow artificial intelligence, this is more debatable, refers to systems that are designed and trained to perform a specific task or a limited range of tasks. Now, these systems operate within predefined boundaries and cannot transfer its knowledge to unrelated domains. Now, although narrow artificial intelligence may outperform humans in particular tasks, it does not possess genuine understanding or what's called self-awareness or general reasoning abilities. Some examples of narrow artificial intelligence are things like ChatGPT. You have the Google Assistant for voice commands, the facial recognition systems, the recommendation engines used by streaming and e-commerce platforms, the medical image diagnosis systems. Now, imagine asking an artificial intelligence. Now you are a human. You are asking an artificial intelligence, can you diagnose a disease? Now let's take for instance a narrow artificial intelligence. It will respond yes. If I've for been trained for medical diagnosis. Now as a human you ask again, can you also drive a car, compose music, and teach philosophy? The narrow artificial intelligence will answer, no, these are outside my training. Now, this illustrates the main limitation of narrow artificial intelligence. Excellence in one domain does not imply intelligence in another. Now, there was a philosopher called Plato. Plato distinguished between possessing knowledge of a specific craft and possessing wisdom. And one of his writings he said, a good decision is based on knowledge and not on number. Narrow artificial intelligence possesses specialized knowledge but lacks the broader wisdom understanding associated with human intelligence. Now, some of the key characteristics of narrow artificial intelligence are they are more task specific, they are high efficient, they have no self-awareness, no true understanding, and they dominate today's artificial intelligence landscape. We interact with most of them on a daily basis. Another type of artificial intelligence is called general artificial intelligence. This is more strong. Now, general artificial intelligence refers to a theoretical machine which is capable of performing any intellectual tasks that a human can perform. But unlike narrow artificial intelligence, this general artificial intelligence will learn across multiple domains. they will apply knowledge from one field to another. They will reason abstractly. They will understand context, adapt independently to unfamiliar situations. Now, in reality, there's no true general artificial intelligence which currently exists based on the information I've done research on. But think of this case. Now you are a human being. You are asking a general artificial intelligence, can you solve a mathematical problem? The general artificial intelligence will tell you yes. Then you ask again, can you also write a novel? Can you diagnose a patient, learn a new language, and debate ethics? The general artificial intelligence say yes, I can learn and perform any intellectual task, similarly to a human. The defining feature is not expertise in one task, but versatility across all cognitive tasks. Now, there is a philosopher called Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant argued that intelligence involves organizing experience into coherent understanding. And in his writing, he said, thoughts without content are empty. Intuitions without concept are blind. Now, the general artificial intelligence will require not only data processing, but the ability to synthesize knowledge across different contexts. Similarly, which is also similar to human cognition. Now, in connection to human intelligence, the general artificial intelligence is inspired by humanity's unique capacity to learn continuously, to transfer knowledge, to create new ideas, to understand abstract concepts. Now, some of the key characteristics are there is that this general artificial intelligence, they have human level reasoning. They have cross domain learning, which means they can learn from multiple domains. Domain is an area of specialization, maybe a doctor, an engineer, scientist, a driver. Now, this general artificial intelligence, they're able to learn from different domains. They also have what's called adaptability. They have abstract thinking, and in reality, they are still theoretical. There's another classification called super artificial intelligence. Now, super artificial intelligence refers to hypothetical intelligence that surpasses human intelligence in every measurable dimension. Now, such systems will exceed humans in scientific discovery, in creativity, in strategic planning, in the learning speed, in the memory capacity, in the problem solving. Remember, human brain is in terms of storage capacity. Your brain can hold trillions of megabytes of information of data. The storage is unlimited, unlike memory of machines. We can run out of memory 64 GB. Your brain is more than 100 GB. Scientifically, no one has ever come out and said the human brain can hold a maximum of this GB of information. So, super artificial intelligence remains speculative and has not been achieved. Now, think of this case. You are asking a super artificial intelligence, can you solve a complex engineering problem? Then, the super artificial intelligence solved. You ask again, can you discover new laws of physics? The super artificial intelligence say, already done. Then you ask again, can you design technologies beyond current human understanding? Then super artificial intelligence say, yes. This illustrates the concept of intelligence operating beyond human cognitive limits. Now, talking about this, there was a philosopher called Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche, a German philosopher, explored the idea of transcending current human limitations. Man is something that shall be overcome, he said. Although Nietzsche was discussing human development rather than machines, these ideas are often referred in discussion about intelligence surpassing ordinary human capabilities. For example, when you talk about ethics, ethical questions, super artificial intelligence raises profound questions. Could human control it? Will it share human values? What rights or responsibility will it have? Will it reshape society? Now, these concerns are central to modern artificial intelligence ethics and governance debates. That's why every day you hear people saying that artificial intelligence is a threat, AI is a threat. The USA government, they are already taking initiatives to protect their society from artificial intelligence because they have already come to realization that AI might be a threat for humanity in future because they may lose control over it. It may gain some super level of intelligence which humans can no longer control. Now, some of the key characteristics of this include they have beyond human intelligence. They are more hypothetical, potentially self-improving. They raise significant ethical concerns. No, ethics is good codes of conduct. What is right to me may be wrong to you, and what is wrong to you may be right to me. But in ethics, we say ethics is more like in first order. It only lies in your head, not in my head. So if AI has control over itself, we have to question its ethics. It may come into decisions which you don't have control over. Now, imagine a conversation among philosophers. Now, Plato says, narrow artificial intelligence possesses specialized knowledge, but does it possess wisdom? David Hume comes in an answer. Knowledge grows through experience. A general artificial intelligence will need to learn from the world as humans do. But there's another philosopher called Immanuel Kant. He says, true, intelligence requires organizing experience. A general artificial intelligence will need to learn from the world as humans do. But there's another philosopher called Immanuel Kant who says, true, intelligence requires organizing experience into understanding, not merely processing information. Now, Dostoevsky asks, can a machine suffer, hope, love, or struggle? Intelligence alone may not make it human. The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche said, if intelligence surpasses humanity, what new form of existence emerges? Now, from a biblical perspective, intelligence is associated not only with knowledge, but also with wisdom, morality, and purpose. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. That is in the book of Proverbs chapter 2 verse 6. Now, this distinction is more important. Now, in conclusion, the three categories of artificial intelligence depend on two similar levels of capability. Narrow artificial intelligence, specialized systems designed for specific tasks. General artificial intelligence possesses human level intelligence capable of learning and reasoning across domains, which is still theoretical. Artificial intelligence is intelligence surpassing human capabilities in every area, is more hypothetical. Now, current artificial intelligence technologies are available, including most modern systems belong to narrow artificial intelligence category. General artificial intelligence and super artificial intelligence subjects of they still remain subjects of active research. They are still subject of philosophical debate and ethical discussions, which we believe one day will come into existence. Not one day, not in the next 2 years, but is of concern for the American government and the government of developed countries. Follow for more. Next, I'm going to show you the different branches of artificial intelligence. East Africa, Kenya.